I am Claudia Vega, and this is my client, Mr. Keaton Stromberg's mutual fund portfolio. You may ask yourself, why a mutual fund? Well, they are very diverse, and they will increase your intake, unlike a stock or bond. And don't get me wrong, stocks and bonds separately can get you very high amounts of income, but that depends on who you invest in. So here is the info with his name right there, his age, which is 50, if he's married, which is yes, and they have children, and their ages, which are right there, and also just their names. And then their income, which is very high because it is a dual income. And their risk, which is, his risk, which is 73, who his employer is, if he has a house, which is yes, and just other info, which is like his occupation, and when he plans on retiring, which is in 10 years, so he will be 60. For fund family, it is TWC. The fund name is TWC Dividend Focused Fund, which is right there. The symbol is just right there if you wanted to know. And the amount invested out of the $20,000 is $1,420. The NAV for the 3rd of June is $14.20. And the fund from each day, it started at $14.39 and went down to $14.20, and there is no load, which is awesome. Okay. For the next, I have the Ivy Fund family, and this is the Ivy High Income Fund. Here is the Ivy symbol, and out of the $20,000 invested, I have invested $879 out of the $20,000. The NAV for June 3rd is $8.72, and the fund for each day started at $8.79, and it went down to $8.72. And there is a load, and it's 5%, and it's a back end load. For the next fund family, I have Franklin, and the fund name is Franklin Microcap Value Fund. Here is that symbol for this fund. And out of the $20,000 invested, this is the highest amount, and it is at $16,443 actually. And the NAV for June 3rd was $37.55, and the NAV for each day from when it started, it was $36.54, and this one actually went up to $37.55, and there is no load, which is awesome. Okay, so next I will be showing you just a basic chart of my client's mutual fund portfolio. In these boxes right here are his shares, which, as you can tell, there's 650 shares total. For Franklin has the most with 450. Ivy and TWC tie at 100. And here are the basic stuff that I already explained on the other side. And this is just these two boxes show differences, and this is like the total. So there is a difference, as you can see. So if I bought it later, I would have had to pay for about $1 more than when I did originally buy it. And right here is how much I made. So like I said before, I made $420 $28.50. And these boxes right here just show like if it went up or down. If it's in parentheses, it went down, and if there are no parentheses, it went up. So that basically is what this chart shows, and also the comparisons of the new amounts for each and how majority of them went down. Like the two top ones, IV and TWC, went down, but Franklin went up, which dramatically increased everything. And also it really showed that when I first bought it was a very good time, because if I were to buy it now, I would have had to pay about $500 more. This is just a chart that shows how much money each share was, and how Franklin was the most, which is right here, and it was at $36.54 per share, and TWC right here was $14.39 per share, and lastly IV was $8.79 per share. But that's also shown on this one right here in this box. Okay, this basically just shows the total investments in a pie form, which it gives you the same information as the chart right here, but in a percentage form. So TWC was 7% out of the $20,000 I could spend, and IV was 5%, and Franklin leading at 88% in total. Okay, so this slide is about the total for each fund, and this also shows how significant I invested in Franklin, which is 87%, because I invested $16,443. And for IV was the smallest, with again 5% with $879, and TWC with also the less but more than IV, which was $1,439. Okay, so now I'm going to be showing you each individual mutual fund. So if I click here, TWC, this is their pretty much all summary of their fund, which their NAV changed to $13.96, and this is just all of their change in return and what category, which is liquidity income. If you care to know, this is their Lipper Leader scorecard, and this is their return, and then their rankings are right down below right here. And their fund stats are right here, and right here it shows if they have a load or not, which it does not. And right below that is their investment policy, which it says that it seeks a high level of dividend income. And right below that is just their purchase info and just some important stuff. Okay, so here is Franklin's, even though I know that's not the same order as the PowerPoint, just this is their summary. And right here is all of their stuff, just like how it was in the other one. And here is, here's their category, which is small cap value. Their scorecard is right there. Their rankings are right here, which, their fund stats and their load, which it says there is no load, but it does say that there is an institutional load, but that doesn't, you don't have to pay in this case because there's 0%. And their investment policy, which it claims that, which it seeks a high total return. And their purchase info is beneath, and same with their distribution history. Okay. And here for the Ivy funds, which here's the same stuff as on the two other summaries for the fund, and the category is high current yield. The scorecard is on the left hand, and the rankings are on the bottom right hand of the box right next to the scorecard. The fund stats are shown right here, and the load type, which there is a load type, and it's shown right here because it is a back end load, which is just 5%. And their investment policy, it says that it seeks a high level of current income, and their purchase info and distribution history are right below their investment policies. Okay. Now on to what I would do differently for this mutual fund, and that would be to focus more on the Franklin fund because that is what gained the most out of all. Thank you for watching, and I hope you consider this a mutual fund soon.